Telefon. Only 3 men know the destruction it can trigger. The man who conceived it, the man who stole it, the man who must stop it. Telefon, the operation that can activate 51 brainwashed, hypnotized human time bombs.
All it took to activate was a simple telephone call.
Miles to go.
Before I sleep.
Deep cover Soviet agents, unaware they're agents until they're triggered.
I'd like to go back to Moscow, remembering you as being alive. Can you help me accomplish that?
I killed for you, Major.
I am Major Grigory Bortsov of the KGB. Your mission has been canceled.
Charles Bronson, Lee Remick, Donald Pleasence. When it rings, no one is safe.
What's going on, everyone? This is, as you can see, Jeff 101 Bronson, and we're back with another live watch party and discussion and celebration of the man, the myth, the legend, Charles Bronson. As you saw there from the trailer, tonight's feature presentation, so to say, is going to be the 1977 Cold War thriller directed by Don Siegel, Telefon. And hang on, there's a phone call. Hello, who's there? Who's there? Hang on. Oh.
The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep.
Miles to go before I sleep. Must bring in special guest. So, anyway, that's just a little bit of humor. No, I am delighted and honored to welcome a good friend of the channel, first time on the live stream with me. I couldn't be more happy to have in the house as an old thing that everyone will know, which is associated with this special guest. It's none other than Larry from the Horror Gadat. Come on in, Larry. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Doing good. Good to see you. This has been a long time coming.
Yeah, it definitely has. When you told me I was interested, I was like, heck yeah, man. It's the first time, so I'm definitely excited.
Awesome. Yeah, like I said, I said to Larry before we went live, last time I did this 2 years ago, I had a short list of guests, and Larry was on it, but time didn't permit me to actually send him the invite or actually schedule something. So I'm happy we definitely got to make it happen this time. So let's quickly bring in the TV. And as you are on my channel for the first time, hopefully the first of many. Let's hear a little bit about your channel and some of the stuff that you got going on over there. The floor is yours, my friend.
Well, thank you. I basically that I do unboxings and reviews of horror collectibles, mostly action figures and some other stuff. I do have some movie reviews, and I do have a couple live streams every now and again. Before, I used to do a weekly show called In the House, as you mentioned previously, with my man, the Owl King, Night Owl Movie Talk. And now I do a monthly show called Conversations With. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to do it this month. Just, life has gotten in the way, but definitely have some stuff for next month.
Awesome. And I can only add to that, if you guys haven't checked out Larry's channel, definitely do so. The link to his channel will be in the description box down below. And definitely check it out. If you love action figures, which guilty, if you just love a guy doing great live streams and having great collabs, and so he's definitely a channel worth seeking out. So if you guys haven't checked out Larry, go ahead and do so and tell him Jeff 101 Bronson send you. See, we got a few people coming in here, right? We had a guest from Australia here already at 3 p.m. What it says here. Hope he's going to be able to make it live. It's Matthew Binney, all the way from down under. He loves this film. Yeah, I remember Matthew doing a video of this film, or like his Bronson collection. He's specifically highlighted this film. He loves this one. So hope you'll be able to join us live. Welcome, Matthew, if you are here. Tom Baker, fun. Yes, Let's get it on. Mr. Charles Baczynski, yes, that's his real name. Looked Russian. Yeah, he could pull off pretty much all of these ethnic types, I guess. He kind of had that face. It's like, what is he, Mexican? Is he Native American? What is he? But yeah, I guess he had one of them faces. And Donald Pleasence, like Jack Palance's always the bad guy, but it's a little, well, was he the bad guy in Halloween though? But you know,
not until later when he got crazy. You know,
he got crazy in 4 and 5, didn't he? With Jamie, yeah. Andy Phillips is here. Good evening, Andy. Always a great guy to have in the. There he is, Matt Puckwell 316. There you go. Welcome, Matt. And Matt joined me last week for the Dirty Dozen, of course. And Dave joined me for The Evil Man Do 2 weeks ago, I want to say. God, time flies. Wishing you all a Donald evening. 6 times! There we go with the Loomis jokes already over Matt. Welcome. Oh no, that is Larry. There we go. I thought that was Patrick. No, it's Matt. That's there we go. Yes, here's the full poem. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I've promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go before I sleep. Remember, miles to go before I sleep. There you go. Welcome, Gareth. No worries. Oh, you do got miles to go before you, because it's what, in the afternoon for you, isn't it?
Yeah. It's 4:07 p.m. here.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, it's 11 p.m. for me, so I got less miles to go before I sleep today. Bring on the cat. There's Patrick. Yeah, Lee Remick. Just after she did The Omen, of course, this one. So Dave says, love the old trails that just that set the title. And didn't the Halloween trail say that like 10 times or so in the trail? Like Halloween, like Junk Halloween. It's like, remember the trail for that? I think it said the title a bunch in that. Yeah.
Well, even like the old Night of the Living Dead trailer too. If you watch the old Night of the Living Dead trailer, it comes up like a million times throughout. And it's just like night and gotta love those old trailers, man.
Yeah, I do love them as well. Sometimes I do really love going back and seeing them. Welcome, Richard. Think of the black phone as a spy photo. Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Everyone's welcoming Larry as they should. Good call. Yeah, Lee Remick. Cat fun. Well, trying to think now if there's a cat in this film, actually, but guess we'll find. Well, Lee Remick is a hot cat, I guess, but yeah, she had some beautiful eyes. That's for sure. Shit, it's a busy chat today. I love the actress who do low. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a departure for some of the other Bronson and Donald Pleasence swings, especially around this time. Another mic here in the chat. Is this the second mic today, or is this the first mic that comes? Usually I have 2 or 3 mics in the chat. Anyway, good evening, Mike. Early start in the morning. Well, still evening for you, isn't it? But A Pleasance Evening by Michael Myers. His nemesis in this film. So yeah. Welcome, Myers. Ramon, the Dutch film buff. Donald Pleasence was good in the grayscale. I was going to mention that because obviously it's not the first collaboration between him and Bronson, but since you point out, yes, it is the second and last time that Bronson and Donald Pleasence shared a screen together, because obviously both were also in The Great Escape as well. Papa Gas is here. What is up, fellas? What is up? Good to have you in here. Welcome. Patrick streams. Patrick also has some great streams going on his channel. Kenneth is here. Yeah, welcome, Kenneth. Hello, everyone. Loomis Boo. The next stream for Patrick is in December. There you go.
Nice.
I wanted to enter the chat with a banger, but then I saw Gareth already stole my lines. Yes. And on that bombshell, let's go ahead and start up this film. So I'm assuming you're watching this on Tubi, right, Larry?
I'm watching it on Look Movie.
Okay. You got your copy. I'm going to start up. I got the screen a little closer this time. It's blurry, so hopefully we won't get picked up. I'm going to hit play. And we're going to have my PS5 is booting it up. There we go. MGM Lion. Yeah.
Yep, that's where I'm at too.
Awesome. All right, so as we are entering this film now, 1977, like I said, directed by Don Siegel. We some trivia right off the bat. In this little opening bit, we're going to see a cameo from Don Siegel. And, you're going to get a close-up of a pair of eyes here in a second, and it's going to say Siegel film. the pair of eyes belong to Don Siegel, the director of this film. So that's a little bit of trivia right
Nice.
off the bat. Yeah. So yeah, we were talking a little bit about this before we went live, but let's ask you, Larry, a little bit about your history with Charles Bronson, some of the films you might have seen. What is your first kind of memory of seeing or coming into contact with Bronson, I guess? So
A lot of this stuff, like most of my films that I've watched growing up is usually was at my cousin's house. You know, it's like I go over to their house and they always, I know we mentioned this previously, there was like, they would get it from a mom and pop shop. So like all the clamshells were black, like, and they had like a paper written on it, I'm assuming, because there was nothing, there was like, oh, I'm going to put this movie on, or they would always have a movie already playing, whether it be something like horror related or, you know, missing in action, something action related. So like they would have like Death Wish. That's where I first saw Bronson, and it was there at my cousin's house. And then you know, but also other stuff like Cheech and Chong and stuff. But that's my first memory was Death Wish. Which one it was, I have no clue. I don't remember. I just remember watching it. I was like, oh man. And then I came back and, you know, a few months later and they were watching another one. So it was just like I always saw everything like out of order, you know.
oh yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, for me, my first one, I've talked about this before, but I guess we can just briefly mention it again. For me, the first one was Once Upon a Time in the West. You know, obviously as a Western fan, you know, grew up watching these Sergio Leone films, you know, with Clint Eastwood. And then I heard there was another one, once called Once Upon a Time in the West by the same director. I was like, cool, I got to check that out. That was without Clint Eastwood, of course, but that one had Charles Bronson. And first time I watched that as a teenager, I was like, man, this cat, Charles Bronson, he's a cool cat, as you know, as they say. And basically became a Bronson fan ever since that film. As for this one, this is the first time you're watching this one, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the first time we spoke beforehand. I was like, I don't, at least I don't remember seeing this one. So when I saw the trailer, I was like, man, this looks really interesting. So I'm excited. This is a first time watch for me. So yeah, from what I saw in the trailer, I was like, man, I'm actually intrigued. It looks pretty gritty. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Awesome.
What was your first time watching this one?
Well, funny you asked, but yeah, my first time I got a Dutch DVD copy of it. You know, way back when I got into Bronson, was a Dutch DVD from a label called A Film, I think. I don't think they do much anymore these days. Maybe Ramon is in a chat, the Dutch film. He'll probably confirm or deny that, but no, it was a pretty crappy, to put it mildly, DVD edition with a very crappy, well, let's just call it what it was, a shitty transfer of pretty much, it looked like somebody sat in front of an old CRT television, playing the VHS tape of this and then filming it from the TV. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was such a, I think I've called it way back then when I did my first Bronson collection video, when I was like, I was even younger than I am now. I was a baby. But I remember even calling it back then. I was like, this is the worst DVD that I own, that I've ever seen, that I've ever owned. And I still stand by that. That's still the worst transfer I've ever seen on any physical media release. So now
You still have it, right?
no, I still have it somewhere. I think it's up in the attic, but no, nowadays I have the lovely Shout Factory Blu-ray of it, which came out in late 2023, early 24, I think. What does it say on the back? Oh, it says 24, so yeah, probably January 24 this came out. So yeah, now I get to enjoy it in lovely HD, finally the way it was supposed to be. So oh, and Ramon also remembers that DVD. There you go. Pretty bad DVD. Ramon also kept it, but he also bought the US DVD back then. Yeah, this is available also on Warner Archive DVD, I think. There was also a DVD double feature in the US, which featured this film and Saint Ice from 1976. Both are owned by Warner Bros., so they made that a double feature. And now, of course, it's on Blu-ray. So it's had a bit of a history with the home media releases, obviously. But yeah, that DVD was bad. Oh my God, it was bad.
I almost want to track it down, man, just so I can see how bad it is.
Or maybe I can somehow rip it from that DVD and maybe show it in some capacity, but it was bad. Andy says The Naked Gun pretty much copies of Telefon. That's a good call with the sleeper agent. So yeah, that's a good call. This is obviously a more serious film than The Naked Gun, but no, that's a good observation. Yeah, not the first one to make that comparison too. So Don was a good guy in the Halloweens, I guess, albeit a total psycho in Part 5. Yeah, very true.
Poor Jamie.
Yeah. Donald played a villain in both Columbo and Mrs. Columbo. There you go.
Wasn't he also a villain in one of the Bond films?
Yes, he was, of course, the first on-screen Blofeld in You Only Live Twice from 1967, 10 years before this film. Yeah. And the fifth one with Sean Connery. Has anyone ever seen Donald Pleasence as a young guy? I feel like even I watch old black and white films, he doesn't look young. Yeah, I mean, I think the oldest I've seen is The Great Escape, I think, and he looked pretty old in that one as well. So I don't think I've ever seen him young. Well, but I think Andy also pointed out when I did the Violent City one, has anyone ever seen Telly Savalas with hair? It turns out there are pictures of Telly Savalas when he had hair. So I'm pretty sure somebody will be able to find Donald Pleasence as a young guy.
Well, I was gonna say, because it's like you said 10 years before this, and in that, yeah, he looks pretty much the same.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, Patrick has both episodes. Yeah, Patrick is a big TV enthusiast and of these old TV shows. He's still trying to get me on to Have Gun Will Travel, which I definitely do want to check out at some point. And he said only one of 3 people in the UK was even seen Mrs. Columbo. I've not seen Mrs. Columbo. Definitely know Columbo with Peter Falk, but I haven't seen Mrs. Columbo. DR fan. Donald Pleasence was in Polanski's Cul-de-sac in the mid-60s. Was he young there, or is that just was he younger than than the Halloweens and stuff that people know him from?
Well, it's kind of like Wilford Brimley, right?
Yeah.
Wilford
That
Brimley
guy has always
looked
looked old. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. You look him in Cocoon, I think he was in his 50s, but he looked, like he was.
Yeah, he looked like he was in like 70s.
Like in his 70s or something, yeah. And obviously The Thing and stuff, so yeah. I remember buying a Peter Cook and Dudley Moore DVD for £1, and still to this day the worst quality physical format. Well, I'll see you that one, and I'll raise you with that Telefon DVD. There's Rob from Rob's Vintage Video. Hey, Rob, how's it going, buddy? Always good to have Rob. Rob, of course, joined me as well, also 2 years ago for Messenger of Death with Bronson. So always good to have a recurring guest back. Never seen a young Sam. I know that's a good point. Although Roadhouse, he's younger than these days. But is Roadhouse the earliest I've seen him in? I think it might be.
The Mask.
I think. Oh yeah.
But even then, he doesn't look like super young there either.
Yeah, true. And also, I don't think you've ever seen him without a tash, right? He always has a tash. Sam Elliott. Has he ever done anything without facial hair? I'm trying to think now.
Now I'm trying to think, because I'm like, Tombstone, he has a stash. He's got the stash in that other one, the Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Man, I don't think I've ever seen him without it.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't. This could be one of them things. Like, try to find a picture of him without a mustache. Just like find a picture of Telly Savalas, with hair.
With hair.
I've never seen Pleasence. Well, he did have a little bit of hair in Great Escape, I think. A little patch left, but
he had a little bit. He also had a little bit in Escape from New York. He had the.
I forgot about
like around the sides and the back.
Yeah, I think he has a little of that going on in this film as well. He starts off in this film wearing like this very bad looking like blonde wig, which is you can see him with hair in this film. Actually, he has a pretty bad wig in this one. But yeah, other than that, he does have a little bit of that.
Right there.
Yeah, there it is. Noticing there's a little bit of lag on the TV there, but not on my end. It must be that thing, which is good. It probably won't get picked up as easily. So.
I like that Pleasence has that crazy face.
Yes.
Like just the way he's looking, so like sinister,
those big bulging eyes that he can do. Yeah. That's why he was perfect in that Bond film, because obviously when you look at him, he's like what 5'5", 5'6", he's playing opposite Sean Connery, who's like what 6'2".
Mhm.
He's supposed to be menacing. If they had him just plain old Donald Pleasence, he wouldn't really be that menacing. But they add a little scar to him. He keeps bulging those eyes out a little bit more. He's menacing. So that definitely works in that regard. Not my favorite Blofeld though, but he's definitely iconic. Let's see. Look up the Blue Knight for a young Sam Elliott. There you go. And we have an answer on the Without Mustache and Frogs, early 70s.
Oh, wow.
I'll have to check that out. Type in Frogs 72. Let me actually check that out right now. Quickly, as we do have the time for it. We have the introduction of Tyne Daly in this scene. Obviously, she played opposite Clint Eastwood in The Enforcer, the third Dirty Harry film. And obviously, Cagney and Lacey is another thing she's, of course, hugely known from.
I was surprised by that too when I looked it up. When I looked up the movie to kind of get some info on it, I was like, "Oh wow, like she's in this."
Yeah, got a big cast in this.
Yeah,
one. A few regulars for Bronson. Cast. Yeah,
a
few people I've worked with Bronson before, which I will point out as they appear. Let's see, Frogs 1972. I'm just gonna put in Sam Elliott as well, just to make sure. I'm gonna get a picture of him. Holy shit! That is a young Sam Elliott, and that is a Sam Elliott without a mustache.
Holy cow, man!
Yeah,
that is nuts.
Damn, I thought he was born with that mustache. Honestly. Okay, you learn something new every day.
Wow. It's like now I'm gonna have to hunt for that for the Telly Savalas with the hair.
Yeah, if you see that, that's wild as well. Yeah. Did Sam Elliott ever make a cop film with Peter Weller? Have I dreamed it? Not that I can recall right now. He might have. I'm sure somebody's gonna beat me to it before I can even look it up. So yeah, 1970s had some bad wigs. That's for sure.
The technology just wasn't there yet.
Yeah. Although they had some good ones for Connery. Patrick says otherwise, but Connery in the Bond films had some decent ones. I mean, he could have fooled me if I didn't know. So, worst wig, Charlton Heston. Is that in? Yeah, I got it. Oh yes, I forgot about. Yeah, he does wear a fabulous long blonde wig in Escape from New York as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's right. God, I gotta watch that film again. It's one of my favorites, and I haven't seen it in ages. Overdue for a rewatch for sure.
Yeah, I think the last time I saw it was probably like last year sometime. I think it was because I saw it pop up on Tubi or something. It's like, oh, I haven't seen this in a while. So, and then just that whole
in my watch pile. I've been meaning to watch it, just haven't got around to actually, picking it up and putting it in the player. So,
not to go too far off on a tangent, that used to be my favorite Carpenter film when I was younger. Like when I first saw it.
Yeah.
Just the dystopian look and just like how dark it was. And then just as I've gotten older, I feel like I've seen it less and less. I'm more a fan of like The Thing and Big Trouble, Halloween, The Fog. That's another one. It's just even one that I only recently, I say recently, but it was like maybe 2-3 years back was Prince of Darkness. I feel like that one's super underrated.
Yeah. Yeah, I go along with that. Yeah, for a long time, Escape was my New York, obviously not LA, was my favorite Carpenter film because it was the first one I saw, to be honest, of Carpenter. Just remember, Kurt Russell, Snake Plissken, the eye patch, just how cool he was. It's a big favorite of mine for sure. But nowadays, I would say probably Halloween is my favorite, which is a close battle between Halloween and The Thing. Those two are fighting for my number one spot for Carpenter, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Then I might have Escape from New York, to be honest. But yeah, like you said, The Fog is awesome. Christine, even I love Christine. That's awesome. That's up there for me as well. But yeah, so many great ones. And then he did Escape from LA, sadly. But
now, would you consider that one better or worse than Ghost of Mars, though?
Ooh. Just because it's Snake, it still is Kurt. I probably would have it over Ghost of Mars, but yeah,
I would too.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time too, I mean, that Ghost of Mars was originally supposed to be like a third escape movie, right?
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious what that actually would have ended up like, but I don't know
I kind of wish they would have done a trilogy, like, you know, just to make up for the second one being definitely of lesser quality. I kind of wish they would have done a proper third one, like really bookend the whole thing. It's But anyway, sadly that never happened. It probably will never happen anymore because Kurt Russell is getting up there, Carpenter is getting up there. So, although Carpenter has recently said he was working on The Thing too, which, yeah, how's that gonna work?
He actually mentioned that at Texas Frightmare 2 years back. Like he said it there at the panel, like everybody was going nuts, and then, you know, there was nothing that really came much of it, and then now everybody, you know, he said it recently on an interview that you know, that it's happening, and I'm just like, I'm curious too. I'm curious how are they gonna, especially because I think he acknowledges the video game as a sequel to it, so that's the thing that's going to be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think he said the game is canon as far as he's concerned. So yeah, it's going to be. Oh, here's he has the wig on. Yeah, not the best wig. I would have brought it up, but you know, obviously I got a little blur on the thing there. But yeah, he's wearing a dashingly beautiful, stunning looking blonde wig there. Good old Donald. Yeah.
Well, I mean, as soon as it popped up on my end, I just started laughing because it's just like that bowl cut. You just can't, you know.
And with the glasses too, it's like, yeah, he looks so, I don't know, just it doesn't look right. It just does not look right for Donald Pleasence. Looks like I can see that. Michael Landon. Yeah, young Ali without the stash. Even his wife has a mustache. Yeah, that's it. Shakedown. Yeah, with Elliot and Peter Weller. That's it.
I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah, this is, I think, relating to Tyne Daily, I think. Oh, it's also known as Blue Jean Cup Shakedown, so it might be the US title or vice versa, because I know obviously sometimes it gets titled differently for different territories. Joan Van Argen, Last Dinosaur with Richard Boone. I know Patrick loves his Richard Boone. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. That might be the UK title then, Blue Jean Cup. Okay. 1944, Donald Pleasence was in a Lancaster bomber that was shot down, and he was captured and imprisoned in a German prison of war camp. Yes, he was one of those actors that actually served in during the war and stuff, just like Bronson, just like Lee Marvin, all those guys. Excuse me. He was one of them guys. So in The Great Escape, he's one of the legit ones in there for sure. Yeah. That's my Warren B. Eva Maurice. Yeah.
Hot pistol.
Yeah. Yeah, I do love this. You know, Donald. You know, we don't even see Bronson for like the first 20 minutes of the film. It takes a while to really build up to get to Bronson. It's, you know, first they really properly introduce Pleasence and the whole sleeper agent concept. Obviously, the poem that he has to say to trigger them is, you know, set up and build up quite a bit here. So, Carpenter's first choice for Snake. I think Bronson actually was one of the first choices, or, you know, first people that was considered for Snake and Escape from New York. I love Bronson, and I would love to see an alternate timeline where that would have happened, but it definitely would have been a different Snake for sure. It wouldn't. It would be different. It would be different.
Maybe like maybe his father or something.
Yeah. You know, Bronson maybe could have done a Lee Van Cleef part, and although he was too big of a star at that time to really do a bit part or a secondary part, I think. But I could see him as Lee Van Cleef role, but yeah.
Yeah, I can see that too.
There's someone named after Bronson. How's it going? Yeah, good to see you. Bronson Wright Wolf. There you go. Bronson Escape from New York would have been awesome. Yes. Again, either as the Snake role or as he's still wearing that wig, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just glanced from like the side of my eye. I was like, oh shit, he's still wearing that wig. So, Bronson was the one of the original choices for Escape from New York. Yeah, either as Snake or as the Lee Van Cleef role. It would have been cool to see him in there. Yeah. Oh, for the thing too, Carpenter won't direct; he will be producer. He'll probably do the music as well because he loves doing that.
Yeah.
Even for that, like the most recent Halloween films, he came back and did the music for him. So I think he will probably do that if they offer to him. So
I mean, he even did the. I mean, it wasn't his movie; he was supposed to do it, but he did the music for the Firestarter remake as well.
oh yeah, seem to recall that. Yeah, I think that might be the best thing about that film.
Yeah.
Because I've heard the film. I've only seen the original Firestar. I haven't seen the remake, but I can assume from what I've heard that probably the Carpenter score is the best bit in that film. Hang on, this was a question. Favorite Siegel and Eastwood film? Yes, we should point out obviously. Oh, here's Bronson's big introduction. In Russia, which is not actually filmed in Russia. This is filmed in what is it, Finland, I think, Helsinki. Bronson wearing that big, Russian winter cap there, or hat, whatever it is. If you watch the puck, you'll be too late. Yeah, there he is. This is Don Siegel, who did 5 films with Clint Eastwood. Obviously, most famously Dirty Harry, but also The Beguiled, as Kenneth mentions there, and also Coogan's Bluff, Two Meals for Sister Sarah, and Escape from Alcatraz. Of all the Eastwood Siegel films, it's got to be easily the original 71 Dirty Harry. I mean, it's my favorite Dirty Harry film. It's one of my favorite Clint Eastwood films. It's in my top 3 or top 5 Clint Eastwood films. It's obviously The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is my number 1 of his, and then I'll probably go with Unforgiven, and probably number 3 would be the original Dirty Harry. So I just love that one. But they have done some really great films together for sure. But Dirty Harry is right at the top for me.
Where does Revenge of the Creature rank?
Of Clint Eastwood films.
I don't know, man. I always get a kick, when you
probably
see him
about
pop,
as high as Tarantula.
I was just like, man, that's great. You just see him pop up out of nowhere. It's like, man, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, we all had to get our start somewhere.
Well, yeah, it's like Kevin Bacon in the original Friday the 13th, and I think even like Tom Hanks was in a horror movie. Like that was one of his first movies. Yeah,
it could be. I think I've heard that. Yeah. It's crazy where these actors sometimes get their start, and it's like, that's Escape from Alcatraz. Yeah, that's a great film. I can't argue with that. That's probably my second favorite of their collaborations. So yeah. Bronson was born looking like he was 45. That's a good point. He always had a aged, weathered look to his face as well. And let's see if I got it in my notes. He was about 55 when he made this film. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it doesn't look a day over 45, as Patrick says. Let's see. Got The Beguiled, but haven't. Yeah, The Beguiled is kind of a weird. It's a really good one, but it's definitely not for everyone. It's not action heavy or anything. It's kind of more like a kind of very dark, like moody, somber, I guess, gothic thriller set during the Civil War. So it's not like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, where it's an action-packed Civil War themed western, but it's a good one. The Beguiled. Bit disturbing places as well, but definitely recommend that. Kurt was the best snake dynamic, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Snake was the ultimate survivor. Oh, but maybe McCready was too. Yeah. Well, again, if the Thing video game is canon, then McCready definitely was the survivor. Spoilers if you haven't played that game, but yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a different Eastwood film. Oh yeah, I love this bit where the KGB agent just to demonstrate to Bronson about how the hypnotizing sleeper thing works. I think I just did. There we go.
The one thing I find interesting about the way this film is shot is that there's some scenes where it's got like a super like sort of like a shiny filter on it.
Yeah.
So there are parts where it's like normal. I don't know if you catch that.
Yeah, that's definitely on this trend. So I think that's just baked into the original, I guess, the way that they shot it. At first I thought it was kind of like a little fall loaded, but no, it's kind of like soft looking in places and stuff. But I guess that's just, maybe the elements hadn't been taken care of that well. Maybe the film stock wasn't the best. Because this wasn't the biggest, highest budget film of its day. Obviously, I think definitely a few $1 million in terms of budget. I think Bronson got about 1.5 million for this film, so he did okay. Let's see, what was the actual budget for? Because there's a few great practical explosions and stuff coming up later, so probably spent some money on it, but it wasn't like a $20 million production or anything. Let's see. Okay. Apparently the budget was 7 million, so Bronson got 1.5 out of, so 6.5, 6 million approximately was the budget after Bronson took his fee. So I guess that's not too bad.
I mean, looking at it though, from what I've seen so far, like I guess they really stretched that 6 million. Because I mean, you got the big like building sets, and we've already seen like a couple explosions, you know.
Oh yeah, and there's more to follow on that. It's and obviously here with the I think there's a pretty good set that they built here with the I mean, it's kind of like, you know, what you think of like a Russian, you know, army you know, I guess conference room, but it does the job. It looks really cool. Whoever did that set definitely deserves some props. It's a cool looking set there.
Yeah.
And the costumes, I've heard the costumes aren't 100% accurate. I think for KGB they should be wearing like, I guess, like light blue on their you know, shoulder what you call them things, epaulets and stuff. Obviously here they're red right here, which is, it's more in lines with the army at that time, the Russian army rather than the Russian KGB. But other than that, I mean, it all looks pretty good. It definitely has some production values going on for sure. Yeah, this is in regards to the big girl psychological thriller in the Wild West. Yeah, although Wild West, it's kind of set in like this it's kind of like Reservoir Dogs, you know, because it's kind of like set in like one location more. It's kind of like set at this boarding house for girls, pretty much. It's kind of like one of them films where it's set in one location. Speaking of which, yeah, Escape from Alcatraz obviously set in a prison, so that's one location. Yeah, I love that film. That's a good one. A few Clints I've never watched. Get on it. There's some great Clint ones. You can skip Paint Your Wagon, though. I think that's for me. Skip that one.
Oh man, I still remember your like watch along for that one. That was great.
Yeah, that was something. Bronson shot his way out. Bronson was born a badass. Yeah. Let's see if I got some more trivia. Oh yes, because I did mention the Helsinki location. A young guy called Rennie Harlan saw this production being filmed in Helsinki. He saw these two legends, you know, Charles Bronson and Don Siegel, work together during the shoot, and inspired by this, he announced to his friends about his plans to become a film director. And interestingly enough, Harlan would also later direct, of course, Die Hard 2, Die Harder, which is based on a book called 58 Minutes, written by the author who also did the book that inspired this film, Walter Wager, or Wager, however you pronounce it. So there's an interesting, cool connection there, which I found. So yeah, Rennie Harlan pretty much got inspired to do his films on the basis of watching this film being made in his hometown or his home country. There you go. Thought that was interesting. Oh yeah, there you go. Bronson's budget was Bronson's salary was 1.5 million. Already did that. Yes, this is you might have heard about this one. This is kind of like a famous sort of legend surrounding this film. Director Don Siegel asked Charles Bronson to shave off his trademark mustache for this film. Bronson replied, "No mustache, no Bronson." Siegel said in his book, his autobiography, that he felt that as much as, you know, Bronson would wear a mustache in Russia, it would kind of, you know, be like natural there. You know, when he comes to the U.S. later on in the film, he would kind of like be in disguise, so it would make sense for him to have it shaven off. But Bronson didn't want to shave it off because that was kind of like his big money maker at that point. His trademark, that was he wasn't going to do that. He would only shave the stash off for one more film, actually, in the 80s, in Act of Vengeance, a television film, and then he also ditched it for 1991's The Indian Runner, which was the first film directed by Sean Penn. Those were the only two instances after this film where he shaved it off. But the rest of his career, he would always have that stash on. So yeah, thought that was kind of cool. Some of you guys might have known about that. Although that was kind of a famous story surrounding this film. There's a few others. I mean, Siegel and Bronson apparently didn't get along too well at certain points of the film. I guess maybe a little bit of an ego clash here and there, but thing. In the end, they kind of reconciled, and they did, of course, finish the film together. And they made it work and so. But there was a little bit of friction here and there.
Well, I mean, when you have somebody tell you to shave your moneymaker off, it's kind of like, going from there, it's kind of like, well, I don't think this is going to work out.
Yeah. He also wasn't the first choice for the director's seat in this one, funny enough. The original, I guess, kind of choice, or the original candidate to be in the director's chair was Peter Hyams, who did actually some script work on this film. He actually, I think, wrote a draft, or he's credited as an on-screen writer, as a writer. He was one of the writers on this film, and he was also going to direct it. Obviously, Peter Hyams, Outland, all the Van Damme films. It's a time cop. I think it's Time Cop, right? And Sudden Death.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Hyams did. Great director in his own right, but he didn't get the chance to direct this one. Although his trademark name Spada is in this film, because obviously in pretty much every Peter Hyams written film, you have a character called Spada. Mm-hmm. That appears in this film as well. So that's kind of left over from obviously from his writing treatment on this film. More final about Bronson and Pleasence, like how the look makes sense. Get the models like snakes. Yeah, I can see that. That's a good job. You can't hypnotize people in real life, or some some people believe in that shit. I'm just saying. Some people think that's real, hypnotizing and stuff. But I don't know. I've never been hypnotized and never hypnotized somebody else. We could try right now. Look at me, Larry. Look at me. No, let's not do it. Oh, he was going for it. Did you see that? The Gauntlet, High Plains Drifter, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly are my 3 favorite Eastwood films. Okay, I wouldn't usually do this because this is for Bronson, but Larry, some favorite Eastwood films from you then?
Well, I think I've said this many a times. I love Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is my favorite. I absolutely love that film. I really, really love Heartbreak Ridge as well. I really enjoy that one. That was a really good one. I love Eastwood in that, especially when he starts kicking all their butts when he first shows up.
Yeah.
That's hard because like Unforgiven's really good. Gran Torino, love Gran Torino as well. Like his later films, or I guess you would call it later films or newer films. I mean,
yeah, kind of like his later ones, yeah.
But no, those 2 for sure are probably like my top 2. I love Good, the Bad, and the Ugly so much. Excellent. It's just like I can jump into that movie at any point, and I'm just like I'm stuck watching it. I mean, it's just so good.
Yeah, like I don't really watch too many or too much, I should say, TV anymore these days. Because not that I need to, because I got a whole collection of stuff. I could just pick, a film each day and never watch the same thing twice. I don't need to really watch TV anymore. But if I were to flick like channels on TV and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was on, I would watch it. It's one of them films where when it's on, you watch it. It's absolutely, definitely agree there.
It's a gorgeous film.
Yeah,
like you the way that's shot, and you see like the landscapes and all the like the scenes and like the scenery. It's just the way it's shot is just so beautifully shot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and the way it's edited too, with the music and stuff, the Morricone music, obviously towards the finale, it looks like it's kind of like a rock video. It's perfect match of like music and visuals, right? It's awesome. I love that film. Yes, we had Patrick McGoohan here earlier. Oh no, we have Patrick. Oh, what's his name? There's another Patrick. Shit, now I feel like a dipshit. What's his name in this one? Patrick McGee. I always confuse him. Patrick McGoohan, Patrick McGee. McGoohan was in Alcatraz. McGee is in this one. Yeah, that was it. He is great in Alcatraz as the warden. Yeah, talk about some great, villainous prison wardens. He's right up there with the one from Shawshank, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, yeah, but that one's good.
Yeah. McGoohan. Yeah, it was about 5 Columbos as well. There you go. Yeah, Rennie Harlan, of course. I only mentioned Die Hard 2, but Cliffhanger, Long Kiss Goodnight. He's done some great films. Rennie Harlan, yeah. We have the Doctor in the house, Dr. Impossible. This is more laced with the Manchurian Candidate than anything else. Plus, Lee Remick gets me horny. Okay, that's a little overshare maybe, but Anyway, welcome, Doc. The woman is totally delicious. Yes, she. There she is, right there. She's a hot mama. Yeah, definitely. It's Die Hard 2, I think, more times than most human beings. Yes, I know Dave is a big Die Hard 2 fan. I love Die Hard 2 as well, to be fair.
Yeah, I really
the first
enjoyed Die
3,
Hard
you
2.
can't go wrong with any of them with the first
Yep.
3. It's,
Definitely. I mean, one is like it's just a masterpiece in my opinion.
Yeah.
Part 2, I mean, they up the ante with the action and everything, and it's just like I mean, Die Harder. I mean, it's definitely got more. It's got more oomph to it, you know. But the one is still the best one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't beat Rickman, Alan Rickman.
No.
Hans Gruber. Oh, love that guy. Ladies and gentlemen.
Me and my buddies always the Asian Dawn. Read about them in Time magazine.
Yeah. Don't get the chat started because we got Michael Myers and he's gonna quote the entire Die Hard script for us right now. Asian Dawn. Yeah. Hang on, what was that about? Deep Blue Sea? Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah, Heartbreak Ridge. Yeah. Sergeant Gunnery Highway. Love that guy. Die Hard 2 is great. I have not seen the original Manchurian Candidate. I've seen the one with Denzel, but not seen the original one.
No, I haven't seen the original.
Yeah.
The Denzel one I have seen. It's been a while since I've seen it, but yeah, I saw it back then when it first came out.
Yeah.
No, I remember it being pretty good, and I mean, it's Denzel. I mean, does he really do a bad movie? I don't know.
Not really. No.
Yeah.
It's pretty much been solid in everything. Even if the film is, a little lesser, he's still always great in it. So. Yeah.
I mean, I'm still a big fan of Virtuosity.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, I remember a lot of people were crapping on that one when it first came out, but man, I loved it. Russell Crowe was a nut job in that. He was great.
Yeah. Let's see, where do
I was gonna say, I like that they got what's his name in part 2 in Die Hard 2. What's his name? Robert Patrick for that little cameo. It's almost
trying
like
to think if that was the first time I saw him, or if it was Terminator 2. I trying to remember which one I saw first. They definitely were around the same time, but I remember when I saw one of the two, I was like, "Hey, it's the guy from the other one that I've seen." So I've probably seen T2 first, and then I was like, "Hey, it's the guy from T2." But I don't know, the order could be reversed, but I just can't.
Yeah, that's how it was for me. I saw T2 and I was like, "Oh man, he's great." And then I was like, "Wait, was that the T1000?" Like when I saw Die Hard 2, and I was like, "Oh my god, it was him!" And he's only in it for like, it's like a blink and you miss it. He has like one line, then he gets killed.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Robert Patrick, by the way, is killing it right now on Tulsa King. I've been watching a few episodes of Tulsa King in the latest season. He's on there as the big bad of the season. He's absolutely killing it. He's amazing. Yeah. It's good to have him back with Sly because obviously they did Copland together, Detox, aka ICU. So it's good to have them together again. Say we just missed this scene, but I do have some interesting trivia about something that just happened when Bronson arrives at the airport. There's a scene where Remick is supposed to kiss him. I think she does kiss him in the final cut right here. But Bronson didn't want to share a kiss with actress Lee Remick. Bronson said that, "When my wife meets me at an airport, we never kiss." That was his argument for not doing it that way. Director Don Siegel did ask Remick to just go ahead and do it anyway, even without Bronson's, I guess, consent. Remick was kind of hesitant about that. I think her direct quote is, "Don, I don't dare. He's liable to hit me." Fair enough. But they did it anyway, and it worked out and made everyone's day, especially Don Siegel, who got the shot that he wanted. So, yeah. But another thing that Bronson was kind of hesitant about doing.
Wow. But again, I'm sure that goes back to what you were saying earlier, like they're butting heads with stuff.
Yeah, there's another scene later on where I think that was the biggest kind of argument that they had, I guess, during the shooting. I mean, the stash one, I guess, was a minor one. I guess the airport was a minor one, but there was a big one later on where Siegel was trying to really direct him in a specific way, and Bronson was like, "Stop showing off! Show me how to walk. I can walk on my own." I guess Siegel was like, "Okay, you gotta walk in a straight line because of the shot and so." And Bronson was like, I know how to walk. I've been doing that for what 55 years at this point." You know, yeah, I think that was the biggest kind of quarrel that they had together. But I think we'll get to that later. I think I got that written down somewhere as well. I think I got that for later. Let's see. Dr. Impossible says Don Siegel, former Warner Bros. Wunderkind, will graduate to being one of the Hollywood's top action directors. By this stage, he was literally signing his name on screen as a Siegel film. That's how this film opened, indeed, with a little, again, like I said, cameo from Don Siegel. So let's talk some Bronson trivia. In terms of Bronson, like I said, he was about 55 years of age when he made this film. In terms of his career, this came right after The White Buffalo, which was also released in 1977, which is kind of like a Jaws ripoff, like a Western version of Jaws, where he's chasing this mythical white buffalo and he goes on hunting for it in the snowy mountains, kind of like the guys in Jaws go out on the boat to hunt for Jaws, obviously, for the shark. So it was kind of like a monster movies were big at that time, grizzly and all that stuff. Kind of cashing on Jaws. And the film he did after this was 1979's Love and Bullets. I think he skipped 1978 for a film, but obviously there's a lot of great films that came out in 78. So, but yeah, in terms of Bronson, this came right in between The White Buffalo and Love and Bullets. Which, interestingly, Love and Bullets, I think, is also filmed in. No, it's not filmed in Helsinki. That's actually filmed in Switzerland, I think. But yes, same kind of snowy locations and stuff in that film as well. Die Hard 2 is the best one, according to Dave. Die Hard 2 is really quirky, like when you can't save the... yeah, I know, I get it. Yeah. I mean, Die Hard 2 is awesome. I love Die Hard. I can never watch Die Hard 1 and then not watch Die Hard 2 afterwards. I do always watch them as a double feature. So I get that, but, the original, you can't beat Rickman. You cannot be, just the action. That one is just so it's a masterpiece, like Larry said. If it wasn't for a little film called T2, Die Hard 1 would be my favorite action film of all time, but T2 is just a little bit over it for me. But yeah, Die Hard is my number 2 action film of all time, so it's but Die Hard 2 is great. Die Hard 2 is fantastic. Asian Dawn, yeah.
Oh, it gets you every time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a kind of a lesser Denzel film. Yeah, Heart Condition with Bob Hoskins.
Oh, wow.
I haven't seen that myself, but I've heard it from Carlos, Eastwood for Life fan, who I've done a lot of stuff with. He's seen it and he was like, "Yeah, no, that's definitely not worth checking out." So
wow, I don't think
that's why I've avoided it, but I've heard it's pretty bad. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's mentioned. Don't think I've ever met someone called Don in real life. Well, Larry has. There's a great guy called Don on YouTube. He's known as the Night Owl. That's a cool real life Don. Oh, Die Hard 1 is the best. Hang on, did I? Oh, Die Hard. Oh, okay, no, there you go. Die Hard is the best one. I just misread it. Sorry about that, Dave. I misread it. It can happen. Not your grammar, but yeah, Die Hard 1. There you go. I wouldn't have argued with you much if you said Die Hard 2, though, because, again, I love it. But just personally, it's got to be the first one for me. I've met a few Dons in real life. Guys called Don, that is, not gangsters. Oh, yeah, I get it. Don Corleone, yeah. You come to my house, damn, Don's wedding. Yeah, that guy, that Don Corleone, okay, yeah.
I do like the dynamic in Vengeance as well. Die Hard with a Vengeance. I like the dynamic between
Sam Jackson.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, again, for that one, I just always remember the first time I watched that scene. That opening scene with Bruce in New York, where he's wearing that sign.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe that they're doing this. But it worked brilliantly. And I think was it Jim from Jim's retro movies? Jim told a story where he saw it in a theater, among a crowd of like pretty much all black people, and everybody was laughing. He was feeling uncomfortable, but as everyone was laughing, he started laughing because he thought, "Oh, I guess it's okay." So, but no, that was one of them scenes where I was like, I cannot believe that they got away with doing this, but
Yeah,
it worked. They did brilliant work on that. So yeah, I love Die Hard with a Vengeance. Well, like I said, all three of them. Like the fourth one, not too bar with, and obviously, is there a fifth one? Did somebody say there's a fifth one? I don't know. I refuse to acknowledge that one. Favorite Don Siegel Eastwood movies: Escape from Alcatraz, yeah. But my favorite Siegel films overall are Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Charlie Varick, Hell is for Heroes, and the film noir The Lineup with a young Eli Wallach. I don't think I've ever seen a young Eli Wallach either. Although, hang on, I have seen Baby Doll where he's in, so he was young in that film.
You know, another person I don't think I've ever seen was it Adrian Quinn or Aiden Quinn?
Oh yeah.
He's in was it Last Action Hero? He's the villain. It's like, what's his name? Charles Dance kills him in the pool. I don't think I've ever seen him young.
Oh, either. Anthony Quinn. Yeah. Anthony Quinn. Yeah. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I think I've seen a film of his of the 50s. He's in. Oh, I've done an episode now on the Westerns podcast. Oh shit, what's the title of that film? Anyway, it's a film from the 50s. I just can't. The Oxbow Incident. There it is. The Oxbow Incident. He was kind of young in that, but he still looks pretty much like you know him. You know, yeah. He's still the same old Anthony Quinn. Yeah. Well, I've met a few people that said Die Hard 3 is the best one, though. There's a few people I like. Well, Die Hard with a Vengeance is my favorite, but again, it's all subjective, I guess. Some people will say 2, 3, 1. There might even be a idiot who should be locked up in loony bin who says 5 is his favorite, but you know, there's films for everyone, I guess. So, but no, probably I think the general consensus is definitely the original McTiernan film. Yeah. Angela Lansbury as Eleanor Shaw Dementia. Oh, that's the original one, or is that the? No, I guess it's the original. Brilliantly acted film, worth the watch. There you go. Charles, I love Charles Dance Last Action Hero. I just shot somebody and I did it on purpose.
He's like looking around.
Yeah. Only realized the other day that Tango. I'm thinking Tango and Cash now. Targo from Die Hard 3 is the guy Steve Martin pays for the cab in Planes, Trains. Oh, Targo from Die Hard. Who's that guy?
Targo from Die Hard 3.
I don't recall a character called Targo.
I don't either. I have to look that up now.
You're typing much faster than me, I'm hearing, so yeah.
Let's see if I can find his Targo was. That was his name, was Targo?
That's what it says there, yeah. I thought it was Tango from Tango and Cash, but I misread.
Oh, no. It's Nick Wyman. Matthias Targo. That's his name in Die Hard with a Vengeance. He's the lawyer and he's a lawyer in Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, where he's asking him, "Hey, can I take this cab? I need to make a plane." And he's like, he says, "You're a thief." Close. I'm a lawyer. It's at the beginning, and then Candy takes his cab. Yeah. When I saw his face, I was like, it's that guy.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, because for the life of me, I could not remember a character called Targo, but there you go. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Henry Silva was a killer in that movie. Was he ever not a killer? He is the bad guy in Love and Bullets with Charles Bronson, again, the film that he did after this. So yeah, that's Henry Silva. And again, he's one of them guys. I don't think I've seen him in a good guy role. He's always been the villain, pretty much. I mean, there's even a spaghetti western that he's in from the 60s called The Hills Run Red from 1966, I believe, 67. He's a bad guy in that as well. So yeah. And that's pretty much, I think, the earliest of his films that I've seen. Oh, and the Manchurian Candidate, Henry Silva. Yeah. Again, he's been a killer in everything that I've seen. Anthony Quinn throws his dog in the pool. Yes, Kevin Costner's Revenge. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, hang on. Yeah, Targo's the fuck that Bruce fights with the chain on the boat. There you go. Charlie Varg is always a worthy watch. Jodan Baker and Walter Matthau never let up. Speaking of Charlie Varg, there's trivia surrounding that film and this one as well. If I can quickly find that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. The braided wedding bands worn by Charles Bronson and Lee Remick in this film are the same as those worn by Walter Matthau and Jacqueline Scott in Charlie Varg, which was also directed by this film's director, Don Siegel. So the wedding rings that they're wearing are the same ones from that film. As we're now in the hospital scene, Charles Bronson's pseudonym in the hospital is Dr. Spoda, or Spada. The character name Spada is a trademark of writer Peter Hyams. There you go. I mentioned that earlier, but now it's coming up here in this scene. That's a little bit of trivia in between again. Charlie Varrick, Jodan Baker, I'll kick your butt, boy. Start singing. Yeah, Jodan Baker is another one of those great character actors. He's everything I see him in. It's
Mitchell.
Remember the first time watching him, obviously was in the Bond films that he was in. He did a few, Living Daylights, Tomorrow Never Dies, and GoldenEye, of course. And then I saw him in Cape Fear, and I was like, oh, it's the guy from the Bond films, and it's, great role in Cape Fear as well as the detective, the private investigator. Yeah.
And then when he shows up in Congo, I was like, really? Jodan Baker's in this?
Yeah.
And then he's Bruce Campbell's dad in that movie.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's crazy, man.
And then I worked my way back to the stuff he did in the 70s, like Walking Tall and stuff, the original Walking Tall. He's brilliant. Yeah. Let's see. For Ramon, the favorite Anthony Quinn role is in Fellini's La Strada. Hope I pronounced that correctly, aka The Road. That movie is a masterpiece. That's an Italian film that I've not seen, so that's definitely to check. I haven't seen any Fellini, I think. As much as I love Italian cinema, I've not seen the big highbrow kind of artsy-fartsy Italian film, so definitely got to check that out at some point, for sure. Rod Steiger was in Revenge. Didn't think Anthony Quinn was that Rod Steiger? Was it Anthony Quinn? I've seen Revenge with Kevin Costner, but it's been ages.
Let's find out.
I think Larry's looking up.
No, it is Anthony Quinn.
It is Anthony Quinn. There you go.
Wow, Leguizamo was in that? I don't remember him in that.
Oh, Leguizamo. Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Yeah. he played Ignacio. There was also Miguel Ferreira was in that.
Oh, I love Miguel Ferreira. Yeah.
Sally Kirkland.
I gotta watch that again as well. Damn.
Yeah, I always remember. That's why when they said it was Anthony Quinn, I was like, I remember him in that one.
Yeah. Oh shit! That even had Tomas Milian. Speaking of spaghetti westerns, one of my big guys from the spaghetti western genre. He did like tons of those. Tomas Milian. Yeah.
Joaquin Martinez.
Damn, that had a stacked cast. I forgot all about that. Yeah.
James Gammon. Why does he look familiar?
Joe Santos is definitely one I remember. I don't know. Oh yeah, Last Boy Scout. There you go.
And then Big Lebowski. He was the landlord.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah.
Wow, James Gammon. He's in that too. He was in Major League and Urban Cowboy. This goes to show I haven't seen that film in a long time either.
Yeah, it's like Escape from New York. Now I found out Revenge. These are films I got to rewatch at some point. It's been ages. It's been too long. Yeah, I guess I'm not classy enough to watch Fellini either. I mean, I guess I'm open to watching it at some point, but like I said, the highbrow stuff is usually not reserved for me. But to each their own. Still have there's trivia surrounding The Shooters as well in regards to this film, which I will also point out. But yeah, The Shooters, John Wayne's last film, which was also directed by Don Siegel, 1976. I love that film. That might be one that I don't know, might be discussed at some point in the future, maybe on a certain podcast sometime soon. Not announcing anything, but just letting you guys know it's a possibility. I don't know. I used to say I'll often watch Red River with the shoes. Red River I've seen once. I got to give that a rewatch. I wasn't too big on it, but yeah, I do like the shoes. Yeah, same here, Mike. Same here. Mind you, I'm rubbish with character. Yeah, sometimes I'm the same. I remember certain characters vividly, and sometimes like, wait, there was a character called that in that film. But, still don't know which one is Peter, which one is Roger in the '70s, Dawn of the Dead.
Peter, just remember, Peter's a tall guy.
Yeah.
Roger's the short one.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Cape Fear, yeah. Counselor, come out wherever you are.
I want to say,
yeah.
I think that's my first De Niro film I ever saw.
Ooh.
As a kid, it was either that one or it was Awakenings with Robin Williams.
Yeah, that makes sense. It came out around the same time. I think 1990, 1991. Yeah.
But I mean, Cape Fear, man, he was like a total, like, he was scary. I was like, I was surprised that, I was like, man, when I saw him and stuff after that, I was like, it's crazy to see him in that and then see him like, like in Goodfellas. I mean, Goodfellas, he's nuts in that too, but it's totally different,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I remember, I don't think Cape Fear, no, definitely Cape Fear wasn't my first. I'm trying to think what my first De Niro one was. Might have actually been Godfather 2, because I got into those kind of films through Pacino, because I obviously saw Scarface when I was 11. That kicked me off on that path, and then I watched everything Pacino was in, and then naturally that kind of went into De Niro's stuff. So probably Godfather 2 was my first De Niro, exposure to De Niro. Although I might have seen like one of the Fokker films before that as well. I gotta say, because those were on TV here a lot. So might have seen a bit of the old, Meet the Fockers, Meet the Parents. Yeah. But yeah, when I first saw Cape Fear, I was like, damn, this guy can do creepy. Mm-hmm. This guy can do menacing and scary very well. Yeah. And yeah, especially that scene right there. That was like, yeah, I did not see that coming as well. Yeah. Yeah, before Scott went on TV in the 90s. Yeah, Tony Scott, man, great director.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
I mean, it's like I still to this day I love Last Boy Scout.
Yeah,
I just love that movie, man. I'll watch it, and me and my buddies, whenever we'll get together like once a year, and we always watch that movie.
Yeah, that's another one. Like when it comes to Bruce Willis, it's like Die Hard and The Last Boy Scout. Those two are definitely my two favorite of Bruce Willis.
And number three for me on that list would be Fifth Element.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good show right there. Yeah. Reminds me of Stolen and Nighthawks. You're familiar with Nighthawks, Larry?
I haven't seen it fully. Like, I feel like I've seen parts of it. Or wait, is that the one I'm thinking? He's got the beard, right? And it's got Rutger Hauer. He's got the beard.
Rutger Hauer. Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. That's it. That's the one. Yeah, yeah. The bit where he dresses up in the beginning of the film, and then spoilers at the end of the film, he does a little dress up as well. So yeah. Well, yeah, I've seen Walking Tall. I mentioned that earlier thing. But yeah, Walking Tall is definitely one I've seen, the original one. Argento is about his class. Yeah, Argento, Fulci, those are my Italian filmmakers, and Sergio Leone, and so those are the ones I watch. I guess Sergio Leone is the most highbrow of Italian film that I get, so yeah. Which are great lines from Charlie Vargas, gonna strip you naked and go to work on you with a pair of pliers and a blowtorch. Sounds familiar, indeed. That sounds like what's his face in Pulp Fiction?
Ving Rhames.
Ving Rhames, yes. Go to work with a pair of pliers and a blowtorch. Yeah. I'm gonna get medieval on your ass. Speaking of Tarantino, there's again a connection there, because the poem in this one, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but all that stuff, etc., etc. That's used in Death Proof.
Really?
Yeah. I think in the opening section of Death Proof, where you have the first group of girls with Jungle Julia and the gal Vanessa Folito, that group of girls. They have this thing where they call to the radio for Jungle Julia, and it's like they got to say that poem to get a date with Butterfly, which is the Vanessa Verlio character.
Wow, I mean, Death Proof it's one of my least favorite Tarantino films.
Yeah, it's usually for most people it is, yeah.
Although I will say, I'm on a very short list of this, and I'm very much in the minority. I feel like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is really overrated, in my opinion. I don't know. I just can't. I didn't get the hype, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I mean,
get it.
there's
Yeah, I definitely have that. It's not my favorite, definitely. I think my favorite would still be Jackie Brown or like Pulp Fiction or Inglourious Basterds, all that stuff. I did really like Once Upon a Time. I like it more and more with each time that I do watch it. But I think the first time I watched it in cinema, I wasn't blown away by it either. So I get that. I get that.
I guess I need to watch it again because I mean there were several parts that I really liked. Like I liked Bruce Dern in that. I liked the stuff with him. I liked
Yeah, that's Fun Ranch. Yeah, I like
yeah.
that scene.
I also liked the Bruce Lee sort of scene where they're kind of back and forth. I thought
I
that was
did
really
too.
cool.
I did too. It's a controversial scene for many people, but I did like that scene. Yeah.
And then I really like that scene where with DiCaprio when he's playing like he's in the Western and the little girl
On
comes up
Lancer.
and like
Yeah. Yeah.
like that's probably my favorite scene in the whole film.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree. I'd agree. Yeah, the best thing about watching it in theater was the audience reaction at the ending. You know, I don't want to spoil for people who haven't seen, but where the hippies come in. That's all I'm going to say at the end of the film in the house, and you know the chaos ensues there.
Yeah.
The whole theater was just like whoa and roaring, and then just like and also like laughing hysterically at some of the crazy violent shit that was happening there. So that was a good I guess audience experience with that film. I wasn't blown away by the entire film after I went out of the theater, but on reflection, when I watched it again and a few more times, I'm like, yeah, it's a really great film. I do really love this film, so it's grown on me definitely since my first time watching it in theater. And Tarantino, I will say, is one of them directors where no matter what, I'm going to go out and see his films in the theater for sure, day one if I can. And I did with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so yeah.
I've only been able to watch like his earlier stuff as when they re-released stuff in his stuff in the theaters. Like I never got to see. I remember watching Reservoir Dogs like late at night and on like it was sort of like AMC, but it was Stars. It was Stars late night, and I stayed up late to watch it because I had never seen it, but I had seen Pulp Fiction, and when I finally saw it, I was just like, it's still my favorite Tarantino film is that one. I love Reservoir Dogs. I can watch it. It's another one. If it's on TV or if it's on somewhere in the middle of it, I can get on there and just I'm in it. You know, I just love the dialogue. I love like the story, just everything about that film.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I can remember, I know we're going on tangents and stuff, and we're going to bring it back to the film, guys. Don't worry. But my first Tarantino film was Jackie Brown. That's probably why that's still my favorite because it was the first I saw, and I still really just love that film. Everything about Pam Grier, Robert Forster, De Niro, of course.
Yeah.
Louis, and Bridget Fonda, taunting him in the parking lot. I love that scene. That's one of my favorites. Louis.
I just love that. It's like, see, I told you. Like after he killed her, like
just where I said it was. Yeah. Yeah, and Sam Jackson. I think that's probably my favorite Sam Jackson performance. That's Ordell and Jackie Brown. I mean, he's obviously fantastic in Pulp Fiction. He's fantastic in Hateful Eight. In Django Unchained, he steals the show as well as Steven. Just his first scene, that N-word on the horse right there, and all that stuff that he said. I'm not going to say it obviously here on air, but but no, Jackie Brown is my favorite of Tarantino, and also my favorite Sam Jackson performance. Then afterwards, I was like, okay, this guy's got something going. This Tarantino guy, I'm gonna watch all his stuff, starting with Reservoir Dogs and working my way, obviously to. I think the latest one at that time was Django Unchained. I think that was when I became a fan. So we're around 2012, I guess. So I worked my way from there. And when I watched Reservoir Dogs, I was like, this film is awesome. Then I watched Pulp Fiction. First time, I guess this is kind of like a lot of people have this reaction with Pulp Fiction. The first time I was like, okay, that's it. It's like, okay, kind of confusing. Like first Travolta's dead, then he comes back, and I sort of had that reaction to it the first time, if that makes sense. But obviously on the rewatches, it's like, yeah, it's a masterpiece. And again, it's one I can watch any day. You can wake me up in the middle of the night to watch Pulp Fiction. I'm there. It's one of them films.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those films that's just like from the first time I got the first time I saw it, I my mom rented it for me because I really wanted to watch it. Plus, she was a big fan of Travolta's, so for him to get all that big hype that Travolta's back and all this stuff, I saw it and I was like, man, this is really good. And I remember people saying like, oh, it's confusing and this and this. I'm like, how? It's not linear. It's not linear. It's just you got to think about it like this, and the way it just ends. When they're walking out of the restaurant, like I just love that.
Yeah. I definitely see. I definitely have that to it. That kind of feeling towards it nowadays. But when I first watched it, to be fair on myself, or I guess to kind of in my defense, I guess I was about 14 when I first watched it. So I guess as a 14-year-old, you kind of would have that reaction. It's like, what the hell is going on here? This film is crazy. It's bonkers, and timelines are shifting here and there. It's like it doesn't really make too much sense. But then you get back to it, you watch it again, you put the pieces of the puzzle together. It's it definitely works for sure. It's just a masterpiece. When it comes to Best Picture that year, Forrest Gump can step aside. It's Pulp Fiction for me. I mean, might be a controversial take, but Pulp Fiction any day for me.
Yeah, for sure. Again, talking about that $6 million budget. It's like, man, you just saw all these explosions in this one scene.
This is all practical. And since she is still there on screen, quickly before she dies, right there, Sherry North. She was previously in the 1975 Bronson film Breakout, directed by Tom Grease, 75. There's another actor in this film who will come up later who was also in that film, and in that film he played Sherry North's, I should say, wife in Breakout, and he's coming up in this film as well. So it's a little bit of a Breakout reunion if you're fans of the film Breakout with Bronson. So a little bit of recurrent cast members there. Counselor, could you be there? Could you be there? I had a guy who drank in my local pub. They looked exactly like him. Is that Jordan Baker or De Niro?
It was probably him.
70s film called The Outfit. I've not seen The Outfit. But
I've never heard of that one.
Do love Jordan Baker, and I do love the 70s films, obviously. So that's going on my list for sure. Baker did a half-baked thriller for Paramount called Framed. Never heard of that either. Yes, R.I.P. Udo Kier, how do you pronounce it? Kier, yeah. Yep. Passed away. Did hear the news of that earlier, yeah. Yeah, flash from Nighthawk Stallone dressed like a woman, turn around to kill the spoilers. When I think of Udo, I always remember my mate having a Halloween poster signed, and he basically filled up the entire poster, and my mate was really upset for about 30 minutes. Oh, he just signed on the end. Oh, he's one of them guys that just sign it big. Yeah.
Lance Henriksen is like that too. He does a huge signature.
Yeah, when I met Bolu earlier this year, a few months ago now at this point, damn, time really flies. It feels like it was yesterday. I've heard stories like he would sign over other people's faces on posts or sign over his own face. Luckily, when I showed him my Bloodsport, Blu-ray, he didn't sign over Van Damme's face or whatever, and his own. But he did do that on a few of the bits that he signed for other people I saw. Like he just had a signature big across his own face and stuff. It's like wow, yeah. I guess we figured it out at the end because he just always does it at the center of a picture, and if his face happens to be at the center, he just goes over it. So. But yeah, Bolu does that as well.
I will say this though about Lance Henriksen. Like when I first met him and I got his autograph, it got smeared because the ink wasn't like dry yet. I saw it when I picked it up, and I was like, "Oh man!" And my buddy was like, "Oh man, it's smeared." And then he was like, "Wait, what's wrong?" And he's like, "Oh, it just got a little smeared." And he's like, "No, no, no! Like here, let me give you another one." And I was like, "No, no, it's okay." And then he was like, "No, no, I don't want to give you trash." So I gave him back that one. He signed another one. He's like, "Just be careful with that one." I was like, "Okay." And then I was just
awesome.
really, so I mean, that was pretty cool of him to do that. I was really surprised.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love hearing the stories when these guys are actually like decent human beings and stuff at these things, because sometimes they can be kind of like you can catch them on a bad day, I guess. Dolph Lundgren is notoriously a bit of a sourpuss at these kind of conventions. I've been told, because a buddy of mine got a signature for me when he was in the UK for the London Comic Con, and Dolph apparently did not even look up from the table, did not want to sign it, to Jeff or whatever. He didn't want to personalize it, whatever. So Dolph was definitely a bit of a And of course, I'm talking about Dolph Lundgren. For those that don't know, I'm just calling him on a first name basis, like I know him. I don't know him personally.
We're buddies.
But yeah, no, Dolph
Call
Lundgren
him on the weekends.
Yeah.
No, the only one I ever had like a issue with was Tom Savini.
I've heard that about him. Yeah.
When I met him, he just seemed like kind of like, and it was a Friday. It was so like the con had just started, so I was surprised that he was just kind of like, "Well, do you want to take a picture or what?" And I was like, "Oh, sure." It's kind of like, and then he just seemed like he didn't want to be there. But then like a few years later, I was waiting in line to get into the con, and he comes up, and he's joking around with the crowd. I'm like, "What was this?" A couple of years back when I met him.
Yeah, I guess it just sometimes have a really bad day. I guess it sucks when it just happens to be the day where all the fans are meeting these people. But I've heard that about Tom Savini. I've heard that also about John Carpenter when he's at these conventions, that he can be kind of like grumpy and stuff.
He was super cool, man. Like when I met him, he was super, super chill. So that's why the same thing I was worried about when I was going up to walk, like to meet him. He was real chill, even when we took a professional photo up with him. I mean, he was just like, you talk basketball with him, he'll talk your ear off, man. Or video games too.
I guess that, or video games, I was going to say. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, because I've heard like him and Savini are like kind of notorious for, but it's good to hear that Carpenter was, and to be fair, you did say that Savini also, other time he was joking and stuff. So, I guess they just sometimes just like us, they just have a bad day, I guess. So,
yeah.
If Tarantino would allow himself to cut 45 minutes out of Once Upon a Time, it would probably be a better movie. Did like it though. Well, that's fair. It is a long film, so that is fair criticism.
Yeah, like see, like the parts where, like that whole scene with Margot Robbie going to the movie theater.
Yeah.
And it's just her going in,
putting her nasty feet on the seat. Yeah.
Yeah, like I just like there's
feet,
no dialogue, there's no nothing. There's just like it's so long. Like we don't need that. It's stuff like that was just kind of like it kept taking me out of the film.
Yeah, I get that, definitely. Yeah, it seems like it doesn't really serve much of a purpose, but I kind of get what Tarantino was doing there. He obviously was trying to show like Sharon Tate. Obviously, Margot Robbie's playing Sharon Tate. She's trying to show like this is something she might have done or in his universe, that Sharon Tate is just she likes to see her own films and all that. So I get kind of what he was trying to do there. Obviously, also to get a bit more screen time out of Margot Robbie, because she wasn't in the film all that much, despite being what, second or third billed, third bill, I think, after DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. It is, I think, more explained in the novelization that he did. We have the novelization of the film as well that Tarantino wrote. There's obviously a bit more expanded stuff in there. But yeah, it definitely it's a long film. I grant everyone that it's definitely a long one. It definitely for some people might run a tad too long, but like I said, it's grown more and more on me, and I love every second of it nowadays. So yeah. Reservoir Pops on my face. Yeah, it's bigger. The bigger his films got, the more I didn't like them. That seems to be a lot of people actually share that critique or criticism from what I've gathered online, and some, especially people that turn up here in the chats and in Gareth's chats as well. So It wasn't, I think, because it was the Halloween Rob Zombie one. Yeah, a few people. Yeah, there you go. Pee Wee and Beetlejuice on my face burns, but well, Batman '89 is my favorite burn, but can't go wrong with some Beetlejuice as well.
I love '89 because of because of Nicholson.
Yeah,
He's one of my favorite actors.
gotta
But-
love Jack. Yeah,
Oh yeah. But Returns is my favorite. Is my favorite of the Batman films. I still love Batman Returns. I love that film. It's just so
me too.
dark.
Me too. Yeah, it's '89 and Returns definitely are my favorites. I mean, no disrespect against the Dark Knight films. They're amazing. Dark Knight Rises is obviously the first one. Batman Begins. They're great. The Nolan films, they're great as well. But it's the original '89, just the two Byrne films. I grew up on them, and I guess that's why they're still my favorites. But yeah, can't go wrong with the Dark Knight ones as well. The Nolan films.
Wow.
Jackie Brown, Kill Bill, but the first two were the best. That's Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs. Yeah.
So I'm guessing this is where you were talking about. You wanted to ask me about.
Yeah.
Right?
So this is supposed to be in Houston, Texas, and apparently it's actually filmed in. Hang on, where do I have the notes for this? Guessing I got that. Let's see, where's did I not copy that down? I don't think I actually did copy it, but it's in the IMDb trivia. Hang on, just quickly. It's supposed to be in Houston, like I said, but apparently they filmed it in. Hang on. There we go. Here's the trivia. Let's see. No, this is still about the. Hang on. Like I said, there's quite a bit of trivia for this film, so more than some of the other Bronson films. Like for something like The White Buffalo, you can't find anything on that film. Oh, here we go. Scenes set in Houston, Texas, USA, were actually filmed in Great Falls, Montana, and on the studio backlot. So it's supposed to be in Texas, but it's not. So I know you're Texas-based. Can you tell that this is not filmed actually in Texas?
Well, that first scene where they show like the wide shot and it said like Houston, Texas.
Yeah, I think that was definitely stock footage. Really, yeah, I think, yeah.
So that part I was like interesting, and then I was trying to like the hotel that he's in. I can say there is actually a Regency, a Hyatt Regency in Houston downtown. Mm-hmm. So that's why it kind of threw me off when I saw that. I was like, was this really? Like, yeah. But no, I can see that when they walked out, like I can see the downtown area. I mean, yeah, clearly it'll be a lot different, but like the downtown area, I do know quite a bit. So
okay, yeah. Interesting fact about the hotel or the big building that he's in. Anyway, apparently that's the same building from the Towering Inferno as well, from what I've read on the trivia.
Wow.
So there's another connection to another iconic 70s film as well. Yeah, I mean, Tarantino never seen a mix like adding scotch and cola. Jackie Brown was more attractive. The film felt more grounded. It's definitely his most mature film, I think. Of Tarantino's. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
You know what's interesting about it is that because at that point he had Reservoir Dogs, he had Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
I feel like that one was even oddly enough for like Reservoir Dogs being his first independent film. I felt like Jackie Brown was like even felt more independent than that.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like Reservoir Dogs. You hear about it, and it's like it's like this film like that's up here. Jackie Brown, I feel like it's underrated. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a good performance by Michael Keaton in it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't know. I just felt like it's under the radar, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I guess that might be another reason I gravitate towards, because the Rocky mentality. I mean, I love the underdogs. Sometimes, most of the times. So I do kind of. I'm a champion for like these underdog films that kind of get underrated, or overlooked, and stuff. So yeah, Jackie Brown. That's it's been my number one Tarantino for a long time. Although objectively, it's probably Pulp Fiction for me as well. But just on a personal level, it's just Jackie Brown is just holds such a great connection to it. Personally, just the first one I saw, and it just blew me away when I saw it. It's like, oh, cool! This is wow. I love this. Which is ironic, because Jackie Brown, obviously, it's not a original Tarantino piece of work. Obviously, it's based on the Elmo Leonard novel, I think Rum Punch, if I'm correct in saying that. It's kind of an adaptation, if you want it, but it still has that Tarantino flavor to it. It still has his dialogue, I guess, and yeah, that's the one for me. Always, it's Jackie Brown. Hmm. Yeah, with the repeat the mall sequence over and over. The first time I watched that, I was like, okay, well, this is kind of going on a bit too long, but again, I still love every second of it. But I do get that with the repeat of the mall sequence. Yeah.
Oh
Well,
man.
actually, yeah, we got some cool action coming up here. So yeah, all context, this sleeper agent has been activated. Bronson has now, he has to chase him before he obviously gets out of there and fulfills his mission.
Yeah, the other thing I always thought like about, well, he just crashed. It's like, no, no, it's just like Dark Angel and RoboCop 2. They're filmed in Houston, Texas. So it's like,
Oh yeah,
I've always like, when I watch those movies, I'm just like, I'm trying to find spots.
all the spots, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, man, I don't know where this is at. Like, it's like I'm trying to think and look, because they do a lot of downtown stuff or around the downtown area stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm always just like, man, I always try to like picture it, or let's see where in my head geographically where is it at? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I forgot about Dark Angel. That's a good shot. I forgot about Dark Angel actually being set there in Houston as well. Yeah, love Dark Angel. Obviously, for the European fans among us, it's also known as I Come in Peace. Or actually, no, it was Dark Angel over here. I think I Come in Peace for you guys, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I remember the first time I heard it was called Dark Angel was where was it? I think it was on Shout Factory.
Oh yeah.
Because I saw the cover and I was like, Dark Angel, and then I started looking it up, and that's when I found out it was like it was released as Dark Angel over there, and then why it was released as that over there, and here why it was released as I Come in Peace, and I still hope for a second one, man. I'd love a second one.
Apparently, yeah, Matthias Hughes has written the script for it, and he's kind of shopping that around right now. So fingers crossed. You never know. Or speaking of, I love this bit where Donald Pleasence is like, "You're out of Texas," because he's asking for a roadmap of Texas, and he's like, "No, we're out of Texas." Out of Texas, just the way he says that. It's yeah. And what was I saying? Oh yeah, Dark Angel. Yeah, with the title change, I know I like both titles for it actually, because you got I Come in Peace is actually something he says all the time in the film, so that makes sense as a title. But then Dark Angel kind of like a mysterious title for it. It's like, oh, who's the Dark Angel and stuff. It's I like both titles, I guess, but yeah, it's Dark Angel over there, so yeah.
Yeah, it's still a good title. I mean, I like both of them.
Yeah.
It just when it just threw me off when I first saw that, and I was like, wow. And then just to kind of go back to the film, the guy that was I guess the mechanic. He comes out in a ton of stuff. He's in like Fletch, and he's in like a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the guy I wanted to talk about. Let's see if we can see him. Oh no, I don't think that was his only scene. Different guy, never mind. Yeah, no, he's definitely one of them guys you recognize. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the mechanic in Fletch. Like one of the pilot mechanics. He's like, oh, it's all ball bearings now.
Yeah. Pretty sure I
And,
recognize him from other things. That's why he's definitely one of them faces. That's yeah.
and another going call back to Joe Don Baker. He's in Fletch as well.
Yeah. Sure is.
Burton Gilliam. That's who I was talking about.
I'm pretty sure I've seen him in another Bronson film too. Actually, he's really got one of them faces. That's like, oh, I've seen this guy in tons of stuff.
He was in Thunderbolt Lightfoot.
That might be where I
Gator.
know him of. That's Eastwood, but yeah, definitely seen him from there. Yeah. You say Gator as well?
Yeah, he's in Gator as well.
Yeah, definitely seen Gator. That's one of Garrett's favorites. Dr. Impossible is bored shitless by Inglourious Bastards. That's not my review for the film.
Really?
Yeah, that's not my review for the film. How about you? I love Bastards. That's top 3, top 5 for me.
Yeah, I love that film.
Yeah.
I quote it all the time
opening
too.
Scene. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That opening scene with what's his name, with Waltz.
Christoph Waltz, yeah.
Man.
That's Hans Landa, the Jew hunter, yeah. The SS Colonel, yeah. Oh, just that opening scene alone, it's like, you know, when they talk about the milk and the rats and all that stuff, and then just love how that finally comes into like, oh, you're hiding people underneath your like your floorboards, right? It's like, oh, I love that scene. May I smoke my pipe as well? He pulled out this big ass pipe. Yeah.
And then the way he's just like, he gives him that stare, and then you can see the other guy, he just starts like his eyes getting watery, and it's just like, I mean, just that silence, and that you can feel that tension, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how it's boring, man. Like it's got some good stuff in it.
To each their own, but yeah, it's definitely not what I call boring at all. It's yeah.
He was that guy going back. He was in Red River as well.
The mechanic guy, yeah.
Yeah, he was in Red River as well.
There will be blood, yeah. Brutal bit when they kill it. Spoilers. Yeah, but I do love that bit in Bastards, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it was too far for Tom Baker.
Gorlami.
Yeah, that was a nice story about Lance, yeah. Oh, Warwick Davis, yeah. To be honest, I've not heard bad things about Warwick Davis, so that fits, yeah.
I hope I get to. He's going to be at Fright Mirror next year. I really hope I get to meet him, because he was supposed to be there 2 years back. But was it 2 years back? Yeah. Well, he canceled because his wife had passed away.
Oh yeah, understandable. Yeah.
Yeah. So like it was like a month before Texas Fright Mirror, and I was like, "Oh, I mean, he's not going to go." Clearly, you know, I was bummed, but I mean, hey, it's totally understandable. I mean, as soon as I heard, I was like, yeah, he's not gonna go. But he's supposed to go this year, so hopefully I'll get to meet him this year.
Cool. Yeah, fingers crossed for that. Definitely. Yeah. I've not heard any bad things about him. I think he's gonna be awesome if you meet him. I would love to meet him as well. Yeah. Can't think of any other. Yeah, I guess Dolph was a bit. Yeah. Well, you can add another letter before the D, and you might have another famous person with Dolph in the name, I guess. If you know, you know. The plot twist from Bastards is the guy I'm talking about. His latest was also decent. One battle. Oh yeah, what DiCaprio was still one of Paul Thomas Anderson's weakest. I've not seen too many of his films, to be honest. I'm not too big on his films, but I guess I just got to get into them. Siegel was pleasant enough. I've heard terrible stuff about Siegel, so that really surprises me. You met Siegel and he charged you for free, or he signed for free. Wow, awesome. Was that in his heyday still, or was he already on the downslope at that point?
Was he the Mojo priest at this point?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Grumpy Carpenter. Oh yeah, I guess yeah. He does not like stupid questions, yeah. And he is right. Yeah, that's what it is. She's watching The Wrecking Crew, the film that the real life Sharon Tate was in. Yeah, fourth and last one, Matt Helm series starring Dean Martin. Tate is in it, of course, but also Chuck Norris appears in it. I did not know about Chuck Norris, actually. Yeah. I thought his first film was, I guess, Way the Dragon. I That was his first film. Obviously, he did like Slaughter of San Francisco after and stuff like that. Hey, Mike is here. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Of course, Mike
Thanks
joined
coming
me
in, man.
last week or a week and a half ago, whatever it was, for the original 1974 Death Wish. So welcome, Mike. And that's officially the third mic in the chat. So like I said, there's always a few mics that pop up in the chat. So, hey, this guy here. Now I'm blanking on his name. The guy with the tash holding the fish. Yeah, he was also in the film Breakout with Bronson, where he played the husband of Sherry North. Was also in this film. Roy Jansen, that's his name. He was also in like a ton of Clint Eastwood films. He was in both of the Which Way films, Every Which Way But Loose, Any Which Way You Can. He was in both of them as a biker, one of the Black Widows. I'm pretty sure he was also in like Thunderball and Lightfoot and like early Clint Eastwood 70s stuff. He's been in tons of stuff. I think he even did another film with Bronson. I'm pretty sure of it. But yeah, Roy Jansen, another character actor of the 70s who definitely got around. You definitely, if you watch a lot of these 70s films, he pops up constantly. And I agree, this movie should get more love, audio commentaries and stuff. Yeah, because it's a great print and stuff. Definitely a good upgrade on my DVD that I talked about earlier. But yeah, the only special feature on there is the trailer. So yeah, yay.
The guy Roy Jensen, he's also
Roy Jansen. That's him.
He's also in your favorite Paint Your Wagon.
Of course, he was in that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Red Dawn, Big Jake.
Big Jake, yes, that's a great one.
Oh, he's in Chinatown. Okay.
Yes, he was one of the best films of the 70s, right there. Chinatown. Yeah, he was in that as well. Well, I don't know about that, Dave. The Tarantino Star Trek film. I was never on board with that. I'm still not on board if he does do that. I mean, I'm not a big Trek guy anyway, and Tarantino. I mean, Tarantino doing that would definitely get me to watch a Star Trek film, but
yeah, it'd be interesting. It'd be an interesting dynamic.
It'd be something else, that's for sure. It's like, yeah. I think he's just gonna do an original thing for his 10th and supposedly last film, but yeah, that rumor did float around for quite a bit where he's going to do Star Trek, but yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting if he's really going to stop at 10 or if he's going to stop directing at 10, but he'll write stuff.
Yeah.
Because I mean, just look at True Romance, Natural Born Killers, stuff like that.
From Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, and even I think he's he's talked about the fact that he wants to do like writing for books, like more novels and stuff, and I think he even wants to like do stage plays. I think he was working on like Reservoir Dogs, adapting that into a stage play, which would make sense because like again, it's set in one location primarily. That would make for a great stage play, I guess. He's kind of like looking to do stuff like that, I guess, after he finishes his final film, allegedly. Again, he might change his mind on that. Maybe he'll do 11 or 12 films, whatever, but it's taking him a long time to make that last one. I always seen it. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was 2019 at this point. I want to say 7 years ago, ish. Mm-hmm. It's about time he does something because he's not getting any younger. Yeah. Warner Archives just a DVD, but Shout has released it on Blu-ray there, Doc. If you didn't know. Yeah, that's the only film of Tarantino based on the book Rum Punch. That is it. Yeah. Great Elmo Leonard. Again, connection with Bronson with Elmo Leonard right there. Elmo Leonard, of course, wrote the screenplay for Mr. Majestic, one of my favorite Bronson films. Bronson as the watermelon farmer, taking on the mob. Yeah, that's a great one. Written by Elmo Leonard. Telefon has a Blu-ray, yes, indeed. It's this very one, but apparently it's out of print. It was only released only in 2024, at the beginning of 2020. But apparently it's out of print.
Oh wow!
I pre-ordered it luckily because I was waiting a hell of a long time for that film to get a Blu-ray, so I could get rid of. I say get rid. I still have the freaking DVD, but just so I can upgrade the DVD, I guess. But no, I pre-ordered that straight away. 18 years young when Jackie Brown came out, I wanted to be like Pulp Fiction too. I get that. I guess that was kind of the expectation. Like, oh, what's he gonna follow up Pulp Fiction with? Like,
Yeah.
it's got to be similar. And then he does something drastically kind of different from Pulp Fiction. It's kind of subverting the expectations, I guess.
Well, see, like I said, like that's why I feel like Jackie Brown is a lot more like it feels a lot more indie. It feels a lot more. It's not as I don't know. It feels a lot more subdued in a way.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as grand, I guess, as Pulp does.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Final showdown between Bronson and Pleasence. Got trapped
6 times. So let me ask you this. I don't know if anybody's ever asked you this. Since we've been talking about like, meeting people, autographs, all that stuff. Like if you could ever, I mean, obviously it's not gonna happen, but if you were to have been able to meet Bronson, like what would be one thing that you would want to ask him?
Ooh, yeah, that's a great question, actually. Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to answer it now because I imagine it's one of those like questions where like you really have to think about,
Yeah. I guess if I do just answer it just straight off the top of my head, I would just bombard him if I could, which he probably would hate. But I would probably bombard him with questions about Once Upon a Time in the West, like asking him, like working with Sergio Leone, how that was, that whole experience on working on that set with Henry Fonda, Jason Robards, Claudia Cardinal. I'll probably just bombard him with Once Upon a Time in the West questions. That's just what comes straight to mind when you ask me that question. It's just like, oh, it's got to be about that film.
Nice.
I mean, Bronson, he was kind of known as being kind of standoffish with like people. He wasn't really like he definitely wasn't a social bird or anything. He was kind of like a very quiet, very stoic kind of individual. Like pretty much like he would have to approach you. You didn't approach him. He was kind of like you had to let him come to you before kind of engage with him in conversation and stuff. I think it would be awkward meeting Bronson. But again, I've also heard stories where he was just a very nice guy to his fans and just very open and stuff. There was this great story someone told once. I think it was Jan Gann Boyd, who worked with him on Assassination. Me and Gareth had the pleasure of talking to her when we did the watch party of that film. I think she once told a story, might have been on that stream, where there was a photographer hiding somewhere, like paparazzi, like just taking pictures of him on the set. And Bronson was like, you see, that's what I talk about. I don't like these guys. If he would just come up to me and ask me for a picture, I would be glad to do it. But I don't like these sneaky, that kind of thing. So there's stories where Bronson would just like, if he would just come up to me like a man and just ask if he could take a picture, I would, just happily, oblige and let him take a picture. So yeah, that's kind of like there's different stories about Bronson. Like either standoffish, he's like kind of more like you just had to approach him a certain way. But again, just to get back to your question, yeah, I would definitely ask him about Once Upon a Time in the West for sure. I mean, it's Scarface. I always say it's my favorite film of all time. But objectively speaking, for me, the best film ever made is Once Upon a Time in the West. If you want to learn about filmmaking, how to do shots and stuff, you just need to look at that film. As far as I'm concerned, that's my opinion. Subjectively, Scarface is my favorite of all time. Objectively, it's Once Upon a Time in the West.
Nice. Yeah, it's one of those things where I was lucky enough to meet Romero and then like just ask him about Night of the Living Dead and everything like that. And
sure, yeah.
So there's certain people that I'll never meet Jack Nicholson. Like I'll never.
Oh, I wish. Yeah, he's I would love to meet.
I would love to pick his brain about The Shining.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know, man. It's just but I would never meet him. Same with Kurt. I don't think I'd ever meet Kurt Russell either.
Yeah, I wish he would do like conventions and stuff because I would love to meet him one day as well. Because Kurt actually worked with Bronson. You sent me that little bit on Instagram earlier. Yeah, Bronson worked with Kurt Russell when he was a kid. When Kurt Russell was a kid in the I think in the early '60s. So I would ask Kurt Russell just little bit about that, about working with Bronson and stuff. So I would love to, and I'll obviously Escape from New York and The Thing and all that stuff as well, if I could. But yeah, Kurt Russell is another one of those guys. Would love to meet him.
Yeah, that would be pretty. That would really. The only other person that I wish I could meet is Bridges, the dude.
The dude, yeah, the dude bites.
He would be the only real person that I would like. The only other person that I would really love to meet and just like talk to him about Lebowski and Tron and just like so much. There's so much stuff out there.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and I would ask him about working with Eastwood as well, because one of his first films in '74 was Thunderball and Lightfoot with Clint Eastwood, and yeah, would ask him about that definitely as well. Yeah, I think I missed it here as well. I think they maybe replay it here, or maybe I missed it. But yeah, Rocky IV was re-released, I think in the US and some other parts of the world. For one day only. Yeah, that's a real bitch when they do the one day only stuff. I would love to see that as well. And so I missed it when it came out. 2021, 2022 when it came out, the director's cut, and I think I missed it now as well. But yeah, I've only seen it like 20 times since it came out on Blu-ray. So yeah.
I mean, I was lucky enough to see it in like the theatrical when it came out when I was a kid.
Oh,
I got to see it. I got to see it on the second run theater. So like I don't know if y'all have those over there. So it's like you have the regular theater, and then like after its regular run, it goes to like a more discounted rate theater. So like I think we paid like that's when I got to see it in the theater. I saw it for $1.
Oh, awesome!
And I was blown away. I was like, man, this is great.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky IV to cinema. I think Gareth told the story where he saw it in theater in the UK theatrically when it was released in '85, and I think Gareth, if Gareth is still here, he can correct me. But didn't the whole audience like cheer and stuff for Rocky, which I think would be pretty cool to be a part of. So yeah.
So it ended in Texas. Interesting.
It ended, yeah. Yes, the film is finished. Yeah, again, this underrated film. This one. This is, I think, the last time when I did my Bronson ranking, I placed it like within the top 20. I'm sure. I think I placed it number 18, number 17 of my top 50 Bronson films. I'll probably have it closer to the top 10 nowadays, especially now that I can appreciate the film much more in this, nice HD transfer as opposed to again the crappy, terrible DVD that I had when I did that ranking. No, it's a really good one. This one, underrated. If anyone hasn't seen it, I should have mentioned you can watch this easily on Tubi and stuff. It's readily available there as well. If anyone hasn't seen it at this point of the watch party, I definitely recommend it. It
was actually really good. I actually dug it. I have it on the subtitle, so I was like reading as I was watching it too. So it's like, man, yeah. I actually did like it. Like I mentioned before, I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, wow, this kind of caught my attention. So, I would definitely watch this again. Awesome. And recommend it to anybody to check it out. I thought it was pretty cool.
The horror cat that abides. You guys heard it. Let's see. He approves. Dark Angel. Yeah, Dark Angel is really good. It's very underrated. It's a really good 90s action, sci-fi action flick. Dolph is great, and Matthias Hughes as the villain, as the bad alien. He's fantastic. Yeah, definitely recommend Dark Angel, aka again, I Come in Peace. Even though I'm an American or from Texas, I still think Texas probably has the most stereotypical portrayals on film. Well, definitely the Southern guys in films always have that, that twang going on, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the twang.
The twang, yeah.
Oh, I mean, just a funny story I'll give you. I went to California in the early 2000s. I went to like some sort of conference thing, and these guys from Boston were playing pool at like in the hotel bar. And I was like, I was talking to them and like, where are you from? And I was like, oh, I'm from Texas. And I was like, really? You don't sound like you're from Texas. I'm like, really? Where do I sound like I'm from? Well, I don't know. You just don't sound like you don't have that Texas accent. I was like, have you ever been to Texas? And they're like, yeah, once. And I was like, let me guess, you the first and only person you talked to had the I'll come back now. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, not everybody talks like that.
Yeah.
Not everybody rides horses. I do have a car. I drive in a car.
Yeah.
They don't hand you a pistol when you when you're born or anything like that.
Yeah.
So they were just like mind blown.
The stereotype has been broken. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah. There's no basement in the Alamo. But no, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it's that way all over the place. I mean, obviously, most people associate the Netherlands with like cheese and like windmills and wooden clogs and stuff. It's like we don't have any. I mean, there's windmills and stuff, but nobody walks around wooden clogs over here. So, and I know for a fact that the British don't just drink tea, and they can have nice weather. It's not just rainy and stuff over there. Although most of the time it is, but to be fair, it is over here as well. So yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Another funny bit. Actually, pretty recently, as recently as like yesterday, I think I was talking to my daughter, and we were just talking about places to travel. And she's like, "Oh, I wouldn't want to go to Europe." And I'm like, "Why?" It's like, "Oh, it's dark and gloomy over there." It's like, it's not like that all the time.
Not all the time.
It's like it gets hot over there. It's like it has different weather. It's not just like that all the time.
Yeah, no doubt.
But it's like you gotta like stop. The movies tell you one thing. You can't just pay attention to the movies all the time.
Yeah, definitely don't depend on the stereotypes portrayed in films. Again, when the Netherlands, we don't just have the red light district and coffee shops where you smoke weed. I mean, we do have them, but it's not all over the place. It's definitely one of them stereotypes. Anyway, I've been so behind on the chat. I'm just gonna quickly catch up with everything because it's almost 1 a.m. for me now.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a night owl, so it doesn't really matter too much for me. But I know you have an evening ahead of you. You have other stuff to do, so don't want to keep you for too long, my friend. So, is that a Paint Your Wagon reference? Oh, I guess I can. Yeah, Patrick loves to tease me about about Paint Your Wagon. Talking about lots of mics. I remember being on a painting course, and the first 4 people the instructor asked their name, and it was all named Dave. Yeah, there's a lot of Daves and Mikes. Those are very, very common names, I guess.
Yeah. Joe.
John. So
John,
every action here was called John. John Rambo, John Matrix, John McClane. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good question indeed, Dave. I agree. Ooh, Patrick's favorite Bronson. Ooh, From Noon Till 3. That is a very underrated shout right there. I do love From Noon Till 3. That's not a typical Bronson film. That's more of a romance, believe it or not, like a Western set romance. But it's a good one. It's definitely the best film he did with his on-screen or his real-life wife. Who also appeared a lot on screen with him, Jill Ireland. That's definitely the best film he did with her. So definitely agree with that. And that's controversial for Tom, I guess. Yeah. I used to like Bronson Breakheart Pass. Yeah, Breakheart Pass is a good mystery Western, kind of like a Murder on the Orient Express kind of film, where it's on a train and stuff. Plot to the film doesn't make much sense. Overall, the action set, but yeah, good action bits on the train. And Jerry Goldsmith, gotta love Jerry Goldsmith. Yeah.
Yeah, he's another one like Marconi. I mean, yeah, he's one of the classics.
Yeah, he's up there for me. It's when I ever get to do like a top 10 composers or film composers, expect Morricone to be number 1, and expect Williams and obviously Hans Zimmer to be on there, but as well Jerry Goldsmith to be on there as well, and James Horner has got to be on there as well.
James Horner.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have loved to have met Romero as well, Dave. First one I saw and loved the most is The Mechanic. Ooh, I love The Mechanic. Yeah, Bronson and Jan Michael Vincent. That's a great one. And it is officially 1 a.m. now. I heard the clocks chime. Charles and Jill Arnold were one of my favorite Hollywood couples. Awesome. And The Mechanic Tom has seen 15 times. Awesome. Still can't go over it when I saw Over the Top. Oh, I love Over the Top. I don't care what anyone says. That film is amazing. people were chanting Rocky, which was, I mean, it is Rocky, but then with arm wrestling, pretty much. I guess you can make that comparison.
I mean, definitely the characters in there were over the top. The guys that he arm wrestles, like they were definitely like wrestlers, or just their
Bull Hurley,
their personas.
Yeah,
their personas were all like huge. I
Yeah.
mean, it was very much. You look at that film, like you can kind of compare it to Rocky 3. With how big and bombastic like the villains were. You got like Thunder Lips and then Clubber Lang.
Mr. T.
It's just like I mean. Still, Rocky 3 is my favorite. I love Rocky 3. Even though it's like, it is kind of like just over the top and everything. It's just what I love about it is that he loses, and he just doesn't lose the title. Like he loses Mickey, like he just loses like so much, and then he has to build himself back up.
Get back from that. Yeah. Oh man, I can talk Rocky all day. Don't get me started, but I agree. I agree. Every Rocky film is great. I mean, even the fifth one, they're all, the entire series, except for Creed 3. I do like the first 2 Creed films, but Patrick likes Over the Top as well, as we all know. Mechanic is badass. I'm catching up on the comments slowly now. Okay, there we go. Larry has a Reno accent.
Reno accent. Interesting.
Interesting, yeah. I have seen The Sea Wolf with Bronson and Christopher Reeve. Yeah, television film from the early 90s. Yeah, that's a pretty good one, actually.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, if you get the chance to see that, definitely recommend it. It's pretty solid. I have seen this as well. Yeah, the Philly airport now has a Rocky statue. So if you enter Philly, the first thing you see now is Rocky. So
nice.
Yeah. I mean, one of my bucket list destinations is Philly just because of the whole Rocky thing. And just, to know that when I arrive, the Rocky statue will be right there when I arrive at the airport. That's making it even more tempting for me right now to go. So, yeah. One day it's going to happen. I'm going to run those steps one day. My favorite Bridges performance, the Big Al, the Big Lebowski, of course. It's perfect for the entertainment. But Jeff Bridges' best performance, and he moved me to tears, is in Peter Weir's Fearless. I don't think I've seen that, actually, to be honest. I've heard of it.
Yeah, I don't think
but I haven't seen it. Yeah, definitely heard of it. Familiar with it, but
I did like his performance in Starman. Going back to Carpenter, another Carpenter film.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers, Dave. Yeah, cheers everyone for tuning in. As I'm slowly catching up at this point, we're almost there. Let's see. I'm showing off all my Cynthia Rothrock stuff by me. I'm seeing that.
Nice. Yeah, man, you definitely have some like killer figures, man.
Oh yeah, got them over there as well. Since there's Bronson, let's pull this one out. If I can, don't strangle myself with the cord. Yeah, there we go. Good old Charlie B.
Oh, nice.
From Death Wish. That's a custom one, actually. That's not a mass-produced one. I had to pay a bit for that one, but gotta have it because it's Bronson.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Although I must say, when it comes to my NECA cell, I don't think I can compete with you. I got quite a bit of the NECA figures. Actually, I can do a quick camera rotation, and because they're all by my television. Oh no, that's a different camera. This is the one I was looking. Like all my NECA figures are right there. I don't compete with you, I think, but I got a fair few of those as well.
Nice.
Like Terminator, like Halloween, Alien, all that stuff. Yeah.
I still need to get that one, that Tech Noir one. I want to get that one.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites, actually. Now we got to switch that camera back. There we go. I don't think I compete with the NECA stuff with you, but when it comes to the 1/6 scale, I got quite a few of those. Really got into those in the last few years. I was big on NECA for quite a lot of years, and then I was like, oh, these 1/6 scale figures, these 12-inch, they're kind of dope. They're kind of cool with the fabric clothes and stuff that they have on. So I kind of got more into those in the last few years. I guess this is for Fearless. Yeah, I definitely got to check that out. If Ramon said it's that great. Have you have met John Carpenter and George Romero, but have you met Wes Craven?
That's a good question. I have not. I unfortunately, I think he was going to go to Frightmare, and he had already passed away. but he hadn't been like all the times that I've been to Frightmare. I think he was only going to go. There was one year he was going to go, but he had passed away before that. So like that year they did like a memorial. So they had like a bunch of the people that were like in his films, and they just had like a memorial panel. And me and my buddy went to that, and they talked about Wes and stuff. So I have met Argento though.
Ooh, nice.
I did get to meet Argento.
Did he speak English?
Yeah, he did. Okay. I asked him. I talked to him about Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And I got him to sign my mini poster of Dawn of the Dead as well. So I was like, that was really cool. Nice. When they got him, I was just like, oh man, I gotta meet him. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's another one I would love to meet. Again, just all the giallos that he did, and Phenomena and Opera and all them films, and Bird with the Crystal Plumage. I love Argento. He's definitely another one I would love to meet.
I really dig Tenebrae. I really like that one.
Yeah, love Tenebrae. Dave agrees with me. Over the top, generally good films. Yeah, and the soundtrack, man, just so many Kenny Loggins on there. Frank Stallone even is on there as well. Of course, he is. I do love the soundtrack. That's one of my go-tos in the gym. The Over the Top, the Rockies, pretty much all the Stallone soundtracks are pretty much on a loop when I hit the gym, which I probably will do after that. Actually, just get another quick workout in. The gym is just around the corner for me, so that's.
Yeah, I like Over the Top. I've never had any. I never understood the hate for it. I always thought it was good. Awesome. I saw it when it came to. I didn't get to see it in the theater, but I got to see it as soon as it went to like rental and stuff like that. Can't remember if it was one of my uncles or somebody that got it, and then we were just watching it was just they put it on, and I was like, oh wow, this is pretty cool. And I was like the kid. I always thought the kid was annoying because he was such a little brat.
Yeah, yeah, that's a common criticism to be fair. Yeah. Rocky IV, the director's cut. I think it might be now. It used to be just 4K exclusive. I think the director's cut for Rocky IV. It might be on the regular Blu-ray now, but don't hold that against me. I could be very, very wrong there, but it's definitely available on physical media. Let's put it that way. But just not sure if it's on the actual newly released Blu-rays. But yeah. Last comment of the night. Larry has an American accent. Jeff's accent is very Dutch, and that this is the region I'm from, the Neville's Limburgs. Yeah. I try. I mean, some people have accused me of sounding American. Some people said, oh, you pretty much no accent. Sometimes an accent creeps in and stuff. I mean, sometimes it just happens. But I try my best to speak as clear as I can and stuff. So.
Well, when your impersonations, man, are great.
Yeah, I think especially with the impersonations, it's like, yeah.
It's like you wouldn't be able to tell, man. It's like if you just had your picture there, like not like you talking, like just if it was like you had a picture of Arnold and you tried doing your Arnold impersonation, it's like yeah, man, it's like it'd be like one of those animated shows where they get the person that sounds like the person, and then that's how I would imagine. Like you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Oh, cheers. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I guess when I do the impersonation, I guess the accent like disappears fully, I guess, because I kind of like really go into like when I do Christopher Walken, you definitely won't be able to tell that this is a Dutch guy doing the voice. It's like I kind of like go into that accent and stuff. It's but I try my best. Appreciate that. I think Tom is from Belgium because Belgium is like 5 minutes from here. So yeah, and Germany is as well. I'm right in the middle. Awesome. He was joking. I can hardly detect an accent. Oh, that's okay. Again, I try. Maybe sometimes an accent does creep in or some. I don't know. Yes, thank you, Andy. And again, it's mostly thanks to you guys for keeping the conversation going that we are able to have such a good. Obviously, me and Larry can shoot the shit for hours, as you guys can tell. But just having some comments and stuff, some other interaction in between, it's just it makes it I don't know, just makes it so awesome, even more awesome. So not that far. Holland is very relaxed people. Yes, we try to be. We try to be. And Ramon is not too far from me as well. I think North Brabant, that would be about an hour from me. So yeah, that's not too far. Yes, thank you, Ramona. Thank you, Canada. Thank you, everyone who tuned in. Like I said, Gareth earlier, Andy, like I said, Ramon and Dave, Andy. I think I mentioned Andy already. Dr. Impossible, Patrick. Just trying to find everyone here. Tom Baker, if I didn't mention you.
Pugwall.
Buckwall. Mike. All the mics.
All the mics.
All three of you.
The three mics.
The three mics. The three amps. Yeah. Michael Myers as well. That's another mic. So the four mics.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Michael Myers. Everyone, if I missed you, I'm sorry. We do have Bronson to take us out, saying goodbye. And next Bronson watch party is this upcoming Sunday, the next planned one. I might do one in between, but to be announced on that. But next Sunday, I do have scheduled for the same time as I start this one with Larry. So that's 11 p.m. for me. I think it was 5 p.m. for you, Larry, when we start, right? Or 4 p.m.?
4.
4. So depending on the U.S. time zones, because there's a few there as well, but it could be 4 p.m. or 5 p.m., I think, if I got that right. So depending on the time zones for Sunday. And for the British, obviously, when I do at 11 p.m., it's 10 p.m. for the British people. So, but next Sunday with Mayanne from, I think she's actually from New York. So that might be
that might be 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, right? Yeah. But we're going to be doing 1989's Kinjite or Kinjite Forbidden Subjects, which is the last Bronson film of the 80s and the last canon film of the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. So that's and it's a film that holds a a special place for Mayanne, which is why we are doing it. But we're going to get into that on Sunday. So if I don't do anything before that, I will see you guys then. If not, I will probably see you either tomorrow or Saturday, which are my other days of this week. So. And I do also want to, again, just have a huge, massive, shout out and thanks for Larry for joining me for this one. This has been awesome, buddy. We definitely got to do it again for sure.
Yes, definitely.
On some other, got to collaborate on some other things. Things, maybe the Thing watch party at some point, but because I know you're a big The Thing guy, and I am as well, so that could be something. But
oh yeah.
Anyway, we will bid you all farewell and a good night or good evening or good morning wherever you are in the world. Could be morning if you're in Australia, I think. So anyway, have a good one all. And as Bronson will say in just a bit, goodbye.
Goodbye.